Hello and welcome to my channel. Glad to see you here. Welcome back. If you've been here before, if not, I'm glad you're here. Please check the like button and the subscribe button if you like the video and you want to hear more. I would love to have you come back and visit. Also, feel free to comment on any thoughts and I'll be sure to get back to you and we can have a conversation. All right. So today I kind of wanted to talk about, I've had this ongoing journey that many of you share of the loss of my spouse, and this being the first year. And so I had an experience yesterday, which is kind of what brings up these videos. And so I kind of wanted to share that with you. I had to go to the store yesterday for a few things, and I found it very sad for me, almost depressing. Not that I haven't been to the store since February, but yesterday it was sad for me. And, it made me think of all of the times in years past when I have gone to the grocery store and I've seen an older man with a shopping cart kind of looking lost and forlorn, trying to find out where things were and pick up a few things for himself. And it was quite obvious that he was now alone. I never acknowledged them. I never said anything to them. And I feel really bad about that, and I will never do that again. So as a thought, if you will, when you see someone that it's obvious like that, just acknowledge them, even a hi, a smile. Can I help you find something? It goes a long way. Now, I didn't know that. I just feel bad that I didn't know. So what happened for me yesterday was when I went in, I found myself looking for just a few things, and I was that person shopping for one. And yes, I've shopped for one since February, but yesterday it hit me like a ton of bricks. And it all came rushing home. And reality, and it hits us at different times. So it kind of took me back to those thoughts that I told you about, that I really felt bad, and I will not let that happen again. I did go along and I picked up a few things, and I checked out and took them to my car. But what I want to say is, I don't know if it was the holiday, because the store was very busy. We kept running into each other, and it's like there was no rhyme or reason like there normally is when you go up and down the aisles. Everybody kind of has a way that they go, and yesterday it wasn't that way. They were everywhere, including me. I was everywhere too. But what happened for me was that they wouldn't let me be sad. I didn't know any of those people. But I had people smile at me, nod, say hi. When I was walking in, I was struggling trying to get the cart out. You know how hard those carts are to try and pull out and get where you're going. And this gentleman behind me said, I'm just coming out. You can use this cart if you want. So he gave me his cart. And then as I went through the store, just perfect strangers. I wasn't smiling at them to begin with, but they were me. And I can't tell you, there must have been at least a half a dozen people. And some of the states, I know probably New York, California, and a few others, people just don't smile for no reason that much. And I don't know if it was the holiday and they were in a better mood, or maybe God sent some angels to kind of lift my spirits and just say hi. But it really felt good, and it made me feel like I now know how I need to make others feel when I see them shopping for one. It could be their first time. It could be 5 or 10 years, but they're still shopping for one, and it's still sad. And so it doesn't hurt to just smile and say hi and acknowledge them. So I'm going to do that from now on, and I hope people continue to do it to me. It really did lift my spirits. And then when I went out to my car, there was a lady that was walking past my car, and she caught my eye, and she smiled at me. And so I was emptying my cart, and I said, hey, I'm just emptying this. Would you like to have my cart? It's already out. And she said, I would love it. So we exchanged a few words, and I emptied the cart. And so I paid it forward for gifting the cart without having to struggle to get one out. And that felt good. So I wanted to share that with you and my experience. And then I also wanted to talk a little bit about the upcoming holiday that we face. And it's Thanksgiving and Christmas time. And if it's your first time, like me, we just don't know a lot of what to expect. And some people can get through it pretty good. Some try to hide their feelings, but I'm telling you, if you hide it, it shows up. So I, more than most people, do not like to cry. When I was a kid, I walked out in the middle of Lassie Come Home because I couldn't stop crying. So I don't like to cry, but I have shed more tears this last year than I ever thought was possible. And I know that I'm not done. I'm getting better, but I know it's not over. So I did go to a grief share class on what to expect for the holidays. And honestly, I left and I came home and I started reading all the paperwork, and it made me cry again because it really brought it forward, and it just made me sad. But I want to share a few things that I learned from that without you having to read it if you don't need to, because it was kind of sad. But they talked about some things to do. And one of the things was just not to sit home alone, to get out and be among friends. And on that note, I'll tell you that yesterday my daughter called me and said, I need you to watch the little ones. She has 6 kids, 8 to 18. And she said, I need you to watch the little ones for a couple of hours for me from 7:30 to 9:30. I said, okay. I didn't have anything else to do. So I went over and had a sweet time with them. And then the older ones started coming in, and the teenagers and some of their friends, and they were busy bringing groceries in, and it was just a hustle and a bustle, and it was loud and it was crazy. And I loved it. And it really lifted my spirits. When my daughter asked me to babysit, I didn't say, oh, yay, let's go. But of course I said, yes, I would be there. But I had no idea how good I was going to feel after I got there. And so it really blessed me. And today I'm having a really good day. I feel lighthearted. I feel good. And so back to some of the things that I learned. One was, don't stay home alone. And that's what happened from that. Even if you have to go to the mall and, go in women's places, don't go in men's places where you would typically maybe buy something for your husband. Go in the makeup counter and get a makeover, just play. You don't have to buy anything, just get a makeover. They have dry bars out there. Go get, a shampoo and let them blow your hair dry. Be pampered. Just don't be alone. And Christmas Day, if you don't have anywhere to go and you don't have friends, go to a movie. Find something to do. One of the other things they suggested was lighting a candle, maybe at Thanksgiving, if it's at your house. And you might want to get one of those really tall ones and fireproof, and keep it lit. Maybe turn it out every night and light it every morning. And do that until it's through the holidays. And you're just kind of acknowledging your spouse, that they're there. and they're not forgotten. So that was one thing that made me cry. I'm trying really hard not to cry at this very moment. So that was one suggestion that they had, and they had many more. All of a sudden, I'm blank on what some of them were. Just can't think of any, but I'm sure I will be back on here. I'm sure I will be experiencing things, and I want to come on and share my journey. I'm doing this for two reasons. One, because it really helps me to come on and share with you guys what I'm going through. It helps me to grow. And then the other thing is that I hope and I pray that what I share with you might help you in some small way. And so that's why I come on and do this. And so, like I say, my journey of this holiday season is just beginning. And I'm sure I'll be back to share more. And on a last note, but should be the first, really not the last, and that is, remember to take your cares to the Lord. He will carry us through, and we may have some sadness, but He'll be there with us. And I don't know how anybody can get through this without Jesus in their life. I just don't. So with that, for now, I want to end this. I wanted to tell you about my grocery store experience was my main thing. And so if you're seeing this in the next couple of days, have a happy Thanksgiving. And if you're seeing this next year, I don't know, have a happy Thanksgiving then. Anyway, God bless you guys. If nobody else tells you today, just remember that I love you. Have an awesome day. Bye for now.